Alright, hello everyone, welcome to our group project. I'm Gabriel.
Oh, I'm Colin.
It's your boy Jim Moss, literally.
The one and only Tristan.
Alright, and we're going to just talk about the native daughter voices of sovereignty.
Okay, so this book covers some good stuff. Trask tells us history. She mentions colonialism and how it still affects Hawaiian people and their identities today. Today we'll be focusing on intro, part 3 and part 4 of From a Native Daughter.
Heck yeah.
Boom. And today we're going to be talking about how Trask connects colonialism with gender, culture, and even sovereignty. And we'll also be comparing her views on things we found in Hawaii going on today. So stay tuned for that.
That sounds exciting, Tristan.
Yeah.
Alright, and then we'll finally also be sharing what surprised us most and why this book matters ultimately to understand U.S. history and Hawaiian history as a whole. So let's get into it.
Nice. So with the introduction, Trask sets a tone by showing us how outsiders rewrote Hawaiian history to erase native voices. She also says Hawaii isn't just a tourist paradise, but it's an occupied nation.
She also uses the phrase "from a native daughter" to reclaim some sort of voice and authority. She's saying this from her own perspective, actually living there in
That's
Hawaii.
interesting. That's good.
Yeah, that was a really good point. And low key, I was thinking in part 3, she low key does move into the topic of sovereignty and how it's low key struggling, and throughout the whole thing, she argues about how real independence means more than just recognition from the U.S. You know what I mean?
Oh,
and how really when it gets down to it, deep down, it's about reclaiming land, power, and really the people's identity, because I feel that really matters, especially now, even back then.
For sure, I agree with that, especially the reclamation part. In part 4, the section basically hits on tourism, and she shows how tourism. Wait, what?
No, you're fine.
Right? Oh, okay, no.
Just do your curiosity.
She shows how tourism in the industry and turns Hawaiian culture into a product, and it's almost as if they're trying to sell this product. It's not something that they can claim as their own, and things such as traditions and sacred places get sold off for profit. This occurs all while Hawaiians lose housing, jobs, and even access to their own beaches. So that's messed up.
Yeah, exactly. Especially outside resource, the U.S. kind of annexed Hawaii back in 1940 something or 30 something, and basically we just kind of took over Hawaii as all we wanted was a naval base, low key. So
Yeah, that's crazy. How you know that? Did you take an AAPI studies class?
yeah.
Oh,
I
that's
was taking
tough.
AAPI studies, so I kind of got building in information to our podcast.
Oh shoot.
Yeah.
Okay, Gabriel. Okay.
All right. Main question, guys. How does Trask discuss the impact of colonialism on gender roles?
Colonialism.
Hey, chill on, bro.
Thank you.
Okay, but anyways, I think Trask argues that colonialism, it low-key really just wasn't just about taking the land, you know what I mean?
How for that?
Low-key, but also high-key. It's it reshaped gender roles in a way, Ty. You know what I mean?
Right.
And before colonialism,
It's a hard word, guys. Words are hard.
It's a hard word, all right?
Colonialism.
Yeah. No. I was gonna say colonization. My bad. I was
Colonization.
But before the colonization of Hawaii, there was mad balance and respect between a man and a woman. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm. Right.
And people or women the Queen Liliuokalani. I'm sorry if I messed that up.
No, you ate that up.
Yeah, pull a picture of my queen, girl.
But
She
she ruled with hella authority, guys.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't think y'all understand.
That's queen. That's something.
That's queen.
Oh,
that's
there.
it.
And,
She really cared about her
yeah,
people too.
Yeah, she was clocking everybody that was messing with her people. She had that aura back in the day. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And really later on as time went by, I feel like when Western missionaries were brought in, it just the patriarchal system, it just caused the devaluation of women. in a way. I know that sounds wrong, but like that's really just what happened in history.
Yeah.
No, yeah. Are you a feminist, perchance?
Yeah, actually.
I read a
shit.
lot of,
I
I
can
read a lot
tell.
of feminist
I can
literature
tell.
too.
Yeah.
I can tell. I can tell.
Thank
Touch
you.
it, touch it, touch it.
I actually go to a lot of rallies and like.
Oh,
Oh.
Yeah.
I never seen you, dude.
Sure. I think you're going to the wrong ones, bro.
Alright,
Yeah,
At the
we-
same location, right?
on to the next thing. I also think that like religion,
Mm-hmm. What about religion?
religion like changed like their view on women, right? So
Yeah.
before in history, Native Hawaiians were seen as like, how do you say it?
Spiritual?
Like yeah, like they were seen as like they were authority figures. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Like
Oh,
they were
okay.
treated with respect, but with Western ideals, like they were given like this other side of a perspective where it's like they're seen as they need to be more women-like in how Americans see them. You know what I mean?
Like kind of like submissive in a way, right?
Yeah, yeah.
That's that's
Not as
weird.
independent and all that.
Yeah.
I
Like
kinda-
dependent on the man of the household too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I know what you mean. Yeah.
I think from that perspective, like they put in some sort of shame into like their ideas, and like it made them shameful. Like they helped like twist their minds type shit.
Yeah.
So I like how you said that, Colin. I like how
Oh.
you said that.
Oh, I'll add on to that. I was thinking like, you know, like Native Hawaiian or like any like indigenous groups' ideals were seen as like inferior, or they're
Right.
most likely weaker in the scenario where Western ideals are trying to be like forced upon them. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's valid. That's valid. It's like somehow, yeah, it's connected to tourism pretty much. Like Hawaiian women are sexualized in like ads and performances, like turning their sacred like traditions, like usually into like a marketing image as well.
Yeah, and wait, did Trask call that shit like commodification of aloha?
I forgot about that though.
Right?
Don't surprise me with that word.
Yeah, like
Hey,
come on, bro. I
I
was paying attention, bro, but like you know I got that, but like
Mhm.
it was low-key how like a lot of women's roles back then were like really just romanticized, and like it stripped the meaning of it, and like it really just did like reinforce like stereotypes instead of like the truth about their culture, you know what I mean? And
Yeah,
I feel like that's
right.
really just like messed up. Like, dang. Me
Unfortunately.
personally, like I'm fighting for the rights back then, and I'm going back in time, bro.
Yeah. Type shit.
Respect that.
All right, on to what's next for Guiana.
What shocked you most, Colin?
Dude, okay. So personal experience with Hawaii, right? We all know like their beaches are very famous.
Of course.
Yo, yo.
You know, tourists are always there.
Of
But
course.
before we were there, like you know, this was all sacred land, not just tourist spots.
Mm.
And I think her writing very much goes deep into that loss and how Native Hawaiians don't get what they had before.
No, yeah, it really puts it in perspective.
Yeah. But like honestly, for me personally, I think like what shocked me the most was like how like the U.S. was so easy about like framing like that progress, or like framing annexation as like progress in a way.
Right.
Yeah.
And like that whole idea that like Hawaiians were better off under American control, which was kind of just like absurd in a way, because like they were their own like culture and
Like kingdom.
Self-governed.
Yeah, they were just they were
Self-dependent.
their whole own like they had their whole system going, right?
Definitely. They have
And,
their
like,
whole kingdom.
Yeah, and I just feel like it's wild, like, and it shows how like propaganda can really like shape future generations and even like the thought process of other people. You know?
Oh yeah.
Right.
I really get your point and all that. Like they had their own kingdom, and then we came in and just kind of just took over,
Put our values onto them.
put their boundaries onto them, and like brought down that kingdom as well. Another thing that kind of shocked me was, was like how the gender and colonization like intersect. Like colonial systems, changed Hawaii with family structures. Let's see, kind of race leadership, like you know the queen took her off the throne and replaced it with Western values.
Right.
You want to
should
go?
go smart. Yeah, I'll go, of course.
Okay.
I'll go.
No, I got something to say though.
Oh, yeah, go.
Oh yeah, you know like how like we were watching like the film notes, like how they like used like the king as like
Yeah.
more like a puppet more than anything.
Yeah.
I think that's like kind of what we do to just like take over something. You know what I mean?
I
Like
think that's the craziest part, bro.
Yeah.
It's insane to me. I like that perspective, Colin. You also such smart fellas. Oh my goodness.
Damn, boy, just forgetting about the guy over here in the corner.
We gonna. Okay. Anyways,
We need to start our own podcast.
what
man.
like stood out to me most
For real.
is how the book like really put it in perspective, like the loss of language. To me personally, I feel like language is like that's really how like souls connect with one another, right? It's like it's what carries like our thoughts, our how we think, bro, like our perspectives on the world, how we feel. And like this ultimately this backwards treatment of like a primitive or like native group is just crazy, man. That's what like it was just like very what is it? Shock factor. It gave me the shock factor. And I was like, oh my goodness, like this is crazy. I'm like, what the fuck?
Well, what's also more crazy is that we can relate that back to like our own family's
Exactly.
origins back in the Philippines, and
Yeah, I think.
Right?
How-
Because we are all Filipino.
Yeah,
All
Filipinos.
Filipinos.
Yeah.
but just
Yeah.
like how, just exactly what's been done to Hawaii is like the same with the Philippines. There's a loss of language.
Right.
A lot of my cousins, they speak English like just as well as they speak Tagalog,
Yeah, and
or
actually,
even word.
I think like even like in education in the Philippines now, like they're trying to switch their main language into
Right.
like English,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
I think that's just crazy because we're just like completely forgetting about our culture and we're just like changing just because English is like the
power.
the national language. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like
definitely.
we're losing dialects, we're losing all this stuff. Like a lot of the family in my generation can't speak right or anything with Tagalog because English is so enforced down in the Philippines.
It's crazy.
Anything else, Gabe?
No, I really don't think I got anything for this. You guys got stuff for going up there.
Is it because we're Filipino?
We.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
I just wanted to confirm.
Yeah.
We, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
we are.
All right.
Okay.
Next point. Let's go.
So we looked at like different online perspectives about Hawaii from today, like posts from Native Hawaiian activists and local news sites, and basically it's kind of like what's going on today. Like the sacred lands are kind of getting invaded, like sacred grounds in Hawaii, like the observation telescopes on I forgot what mountains they were, but basically there's a huge protest about NASA like trying to put in telescopes to like more explore space, and the natives were just not about it. Like
So they're occupying like their
Yeah.
places just to place those telescopes?
just a place and like
That's
like
insane.
it kept on going on and on. Like they had like 14 different telescopes on this mountain, and
What?
it's they're always saying like this is the last telescope, I swear, and then they keep
And then they
then
place
they
it on
come
the
here and
telescope.
build another one.
Place it
Exactly. So
You
like-
get a telescope.
yeah. So basically the natives are just like protesting about that around today's time, and it's just not very cool.
Yeah, it puts it in perspective. Like what we've been doing since then is it's a constant. It hasn't really
Oh, yeah.
changed too much. Like it's just in a different form now.
Oh, yeah.
That's insane to me. Yeah.
I think just like anything, you know, for how do you say it? Like online movements, real life movements, they're all backed by politics, right? So American politics have made their way into Hawaii. Obviously, they're a state now,
Yeah.
Yeah.
and we've been able to, you know, kind of overtake their native stuff, like their language, and tourism just destroys like whatever, just like the
The
land.
sacred land, yeah.
Yeah.
Right.
So
No, yeah, like for sure. Like, I think I agree with y'all, but like I also think like it's crazy. I know it's crazy to say, but I think like there's also the people that completely don't even agree with that. You know what I mean? And, like,
Yeah.
there's like
Everyone agrees differently
Yeah,
about
and there's
certain
like
stuff.
there's also like hella like local businesses in Hawaii and like even influencers that like push the idea that like all the things that are happening in Hawaii, like it all just supports their economy. It's
especially
like
the tourism.
yeah, especially the tourism. Like I think that's like the type of mindset those people tend to have, and that's like kind of like the same argument like Trask was trying to warn against, like, and it was just like the main topic of like profit over culture, you know,
Oh yeah.
and how like a lot of people would focus on that, especially nowadays.
Oh yeah.
what's even crazier is like those people that do think it supports their economy. It's really not, right? Like it's
Yeah.
At
driving,
the end of the day.
Yeah.
it's driving these people out that
Yeah,
can't
definitely.
afford Hawaii anymore. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, I think for example, I went to Oahu and like all these hotels are, or even like local homes are being destroyed because they want more tourism,
Mhm.
and that's just wild. Like you go to Target and bro, like it's like I thought California was expensive, but like Hawaii's like
Oh, dude.
even more expensive. You
Yeah.
know what
Oh,
I mean?
dude.
Like so.
Yeah.
I think like economy is just being like ruined by these tourisms as well.
Mhm.
No, yeah, for sure. And I feel like in Hawaii, especially, like when I know a couple like local businesses that do it. I don't know them personally, but like I've experienced it before. But like when they can tell that you're a tourist, they tend to like up
The
that price a little,
Yeah.
just a little bit higher than like if you were to be like a local
local.
there. You know what I mean? And I think that's just like wow, that's kind of crazy. But honestly, local businesses.
Hey, get to a bag.
Get to the
Get
bag. They get into the bag. So
For sure.
bag.
All right, let's talk about why this book is important for understanding U.S. history. All right, how about you, Cyphers?
yeah, I got you. But like, I think it forces like Americans to just like confront that thought that like the U.S. didn't just add Hawaii, you know what I mean? And
Yeah.
It came with like a
and-
process, right?
Yeah, and
Oh,
it's
definitely.
like nah, that's how it went down, you know what I mean? But like
Yeah.
really,
Like in history, yeah.
yeah, in history, but like really, what they really did was like they overthrew the queen with a coup, and it was supported by like a bunch of like U.S. business
Oh, yeah,
interests,
and
you
then-
know what I mean?
Surprisingly, there's some inside people in Hawaii that were all about
Yeah.
it too.
Yeah, which is
Like that one Dole guy, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, it's crazy.
Sorry.
I think it also connects into like other patterns. Like I mentioned, the Philippines and how we've taken over them, but also other U.S. territories like Guam, Puerto Rico,
Yeah.
and just like all these other names that we've seen that the U.S. has been able to take advantage of and kind of take over and influence everything that goes on there.
Yeah, for
Yeah,
sure.
definitely.
I like to add on like how the book tackles gender. Ultimately, as a whole, it helps us see how colonization is a very personal thing. It can deeply affect individuals. It affects identity, families, their very own bodies. And it's not really just the government or society as a whole. It's about individualism.
Yeah, like not just government, it's more like its history as well. Like, but it's also like activism. Reading it today, especially with all the movements for I can't speak. Indigenous people rights is completely irrelevant.
Yeah.
So a time step that really
Stood out to you?
Yeah, stood out to us is like around the minute 28 on the second video, where we're kind of listening to the audio.
Part 3 or part 4?
Yeah.
Part three. It was like I noticed how like the West had thought they can decide on what and who was Hawaiian, and also like how anthropology is done by non-natives as well.
On top of that, we also saw that archaeology is done by non-natives for non-natives, kind of reflecting back on the tourism part.
Yeah.
Right.
Exactly.
I mean, I think a lot of that kind of falls on us going there as if it's like a paradise, right?
Yeah.
Oh
Or,
yeah.
You know, like how it's always advertised like, oh, you need to escape here.
It's like a
for-
vacation spot, not
Yeah.
actually
Exactly.
a sacred ground like how it used to be.
So I think that was reflecting like, hey, like, you know, we're doing so much, we're influencing so much, and we're not giving any of the power or any of the
Right.
deciding back to
Right.
those who
Yeah.
were there before.
Yeah, and like to be honest, like in the end, I think like Trask was really just like reminding us that reclaiming sovereignty really means like restoring the balance, and not just between like people, but like also through like different genders and like through land. You know what I mean?
And I like to say that, and her voice, ultimately, as a native Hawaiian woman, it shows the power of telling a story and like the power of personal stories and the importance of sharing these stories.
Yeah.
It really can affect and help other people understand perspective.
Yeah, from native talker, it isn't just about Hawaii. It's just like it's like having these people that reclaim their voices and speak out and protest, kind of like protest about all this.
All right, so we're all done. Thank you guys for listening. And remember, Hawaii is not a destination; it's a nation itself.
Oh.
Exactly.
Oh, 20 minutes.
Have a good one. Holy shit.